Hi guys, welcome to the Shoegazer 93 channel, a channel that blurs itself, which is quite shoegaze aesthetic actually, so that works well. Yeah, a channel that celebrates itself without no shame at all. And yeah, I'm out for a walk as you can see, and just getting the cobwebs out really, because it's been a tough week of me finishing assignments for my music production course, year 3, semester 1, first term, and I'm just finalising stuff at home, making sure the word counts, sorted, the Harvard referencing, and making sure that's all proper. And I'm going to submit it either tonight or tomorrow, probably tomorrow. I like to leave it till the final minute really, just to ensure that I've made myself satisfied that I've done the best job possible on it. That's why I don't like to submit too early, because I always feel like there's more potential that I can give. So I like to squeeze as much time out of it as possible. But yeah, so that's happened. That's what's been going on in my life for the past few months. Just doing my university course, year 3 of music production at DBS Music Plymouth, deep down in the southwest of England. There's also a DBS in Bristol and Manchester, which if you're from the States, you've probably heard of Manchester, maybe Bristol, which is still quite southwest, but it's not quite as far down as Plymouth, which is like the arse end of nowhere basically. It's down by Cornwall and stuff, right down the bottom southwest of the country. But yeah, I mean, we're trying to get we do this thing called Industry Week or Enrichment Week. I think they're both separate weeks actually. There's like an Industry Week and there's Enrichment Week, and we were asked to students were asked, who do we want to see come in, like what industry professional do we want to see come down to DBS Music Plymouth. And of course we've got to be quite realistic here. I mean, yeah, it's not only is it hard to get real famous ones into an academic centre, but to the Plymouth one it's even harder, because Bristol and Manchester just get everything. Those campuses, that they just get so much more than us. Like Andrew Sheps, the guy who produced Adele, Metallica, like worked with Rick Rubin on like the Chili Peppers and stuff. Like he visited Bristol, and that was it. Like Plymouth didn't get a look in at all. So what I said was Alan Moulder, and my lecturer, one of my lecturers, has got hold of Alan Moulder, or rather his advisor, the person who manages Alan Moulder. He's basically got in contact with her, and yeah, fingers crossed. If I get Alan Moulder, that would just benefit everybody, not just for the shoegaze thing, but like he's obviously done work for Quatsa, The Killers, Hot Fuzz, Foo Fighters, Royal Blood, Don't Crooked Vultures, 9 Inch Nails. Obviously, yeah, 9 Inch Nails, Downward Spiral, that's one of his famous works. Marilyn Manson, he did a bit with Flood with U2, and obviously worked with Flood, aka Mark Ellis, on Curve and the Smashing Pumpkins. Siamese Dream, of course, that was just Alan Moulder by himself mixing that. So yeah, that wasn't with Flood. I think the next one, I'm not sure if Alan Moulder was involved in the 95 one, Melancholy. I think that might have been just Flood. But still, yeah, I mean, he's part of that Trident team, that team that was taught at Trident, coming up through the ranks, starting as T-Boy, which is where Flood gets his name from, coincidentally. he was called Flood because he started off as a T-boy, which they all do, to be honest. John Leckie started off as that, and then he went to Tape-Op. Of course, there's no such thing as Tape-Op anymore. Like, it'd be like door operator instead, something like that. Person who just responsible for pressing play on a DAW, basically. And yeah, Alan Moulder. So I requested him. Which, yeah, I mean, it's like 1% chance or so, but I think he seems to be quite private. Like, there is like one interview with him online with Andrew Sheps. Andrew Sheps talks to awesome people, I think, is the channel. But that was during lockdown. That was like 2020 or 21. So, you know, obviously everyone sort of made exceptions in that period about actually being interviewed and streamed. But I think apart from severe circumstances like that, I don't think Alan Moulder's one to kind of come out and broadcast himself much. But, you know, here's to trying, and fingers well and truly crossed. I would love to see Alan in January just come down to Plymouth from Battery Studios. So if you're watching, Alan, which there's a small chance that you are, but if you're watching, it would just make my world if you come down to Plymouth and give us a talk. I promise I won't bombard you too much with questions, but I would like to know how the hell you got Dreams Burned Down by Ride. Those noise parts, how did you make them so seamless? Like when the noise parts kicks in on the D chord, every time it's like, I always just wonder, I'm like shaking my head in wonder, thinking, how the hell did you do that, bro? How the hell? Like, just to get it so like compressed and gated like that. I mean, that's my assumptions. It's some kind of gate and limiting, and it's a combination of all that. But the things I've tried, I just haven't really managed to make it sound as polished as what you get it to. And of course, yeah, My Bloody Valentine. We're going to talk about that, aren't we? If that happens, if you do come, it's going to be Loveless talked about, 100%. To hear Knows When is the track. I mean, that was probably the hardest one to record, I think. Just judging by listening to it, to hear Knows When is probably seems the hardest one, because it's like extreme. You can tell he's using extreme volume. You get this like bottom end that keeps sort of dropping into the mix, so you can tell that, you know, Shields is just blasting it. And yeah, like, how did you tame that? How did you control that severe noise? Like, that's the kind of stuff I want to find out. And of course, Shields was really mostly responsible actually for it. Like Alan says, he gets more credit than he deserves on it, in the Sheps interview I watched. But I'm sure Moulder, I'm sure he did weave a lot of magic on it still. And Lee Dutt as well, Angela Dutt. She did incredible stuff. She worked on Swerve Driver's first album as well. So yeah, I mean, Angela Dutt, I mean, that'd be another engineer I would love to see come down and do a talk. Lee Dutt. I mean, she's done like the Boo Radley, Spiritualized. Yeah, lots of stuff with I think Spaceman 3 as well she did, and Oasis definitely Maybe she did as well. Helping Owen Morris and Mark Coyle. Yeah. I mean, Swerve Driver said that. I mean, yeah, Lee Dutt, any of those guys, John Leckie even, John Cornfield, you know, even speaking to him again would be great, because there's still, you know, I did that interview with him, didn't I, a few months ago, and there's still so much more I could ask. And there's still bands that I didn't touch upon in that interview. So yeah, so that might be happening. Also, just want to say that I don't know, just sort of happy holidays. And if you celebrate Christmas, then really enjoy your day next week. I'm going to put my feet up after this DBS term, which has been really a real challenge, being year 3. And I'm going to Berlin next year, so on a trip, so that'll be great. The super booth thing again. And yeah, what else is there to say? Sort of Boo Radley's and MBV next year. They're the 2 big gigs I'm going to. I really hope the Boo Radleys come out in the encore with Does This Hurt, or even Lazarus, or like Kaleidoscope. Hope that happens. Yeah, I'm gonna probably upload a vid once I submit it. I don't want to do it before submission. It might be a bit dodgy, but I got a couple of videos to do with DBS actually. That my presentation on my shoegaze book, which is part of my portfolio for the course, but it's also a outside project as well, something that I wish to continue after my studies. Outside the course, I want to actually get it published in a proper hardback book, get a proper publisher. I'm probably going to be self-publishing this one. So, you know, I might have to do like a volume 1, 2 or something like that. But yeah, I mean, I've got this book, and I wish to add to it. Because I got to wait till the My Bloody Valentine gig really to get images of them, because I mean that's the cream of the crop, isn't it, really, getting MBV pictures. So I'm gonna have to wait for that Dublin gig to try and get some of my own images for that. Yeah, so I'm gonna upload a couple of videos. So one of them is like me doing a presentation, standing up in front of people at my uni. And then the other one is actually, it's a proof of concept, which I've just completed. Just completed the video with 4 original songs and 1 cover. I've got previews of the songs I'm working on for an EP to kind of be a supplementary thing for the book, to kind of, you know, to allow newbies to like understand the genre. I've kind of done like a real genre focused EP as a complementary like supplement to it. So yeah, I'm gonna upload that. And, take care, guys. And Alan Moulder, please, if you're watching this, I'm begging you, please come to Plymouth DBS. Please, it would just make my whole year. It would just be incredible. My favourite mixer coming to my music production course would be like, that would just be surreal. Blonde hair, brown eyes. Blonde hair, brown eyes. Blonde hair, brown eyes. Blonde hair, brown eyes. I don't know why I do it in the tune of the Beatles, Good Day Sunshine, but it just seems to go. Yeah. Cheers, guys. Take care.